to have a bowl game at all, and to be able to be selected by you and this great team here in Memphis to represent West Point, to play a great opponent like West Virginia. We felt incredibly honored and very grateful for the opportunity. Our guys are really proud to represent West Point, uh, our long gray line of graduates, the United States Army, and the way they play with heart and effort and and determination is the same way that they're going to lead soldiers in the Army, and the same way that they'll fight for the United States of America. So I can assure you that these guys right here are going to serve our country well, and their classmates at West Point, the 4,400 cadets. Those are young men and women that have made a pledge of commitment to serve this nation, and I'll tell you for sure, this country's in good hands with leaders like them. So we're proud to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll go about 10 minutes with questions.
Okay, Greg, go ahead.
So, Coach, offensively for you guys, it looked like West Virginia took away your dive and your fullback up the middle. And you had success, though, after that on the outside. Was it the Stills brothers and trying to get them blocked? Was that your biggest problem in trying to run up the middle?
Well, we found a few spots in there in different formations where we could run the fullback and get the ball inside. We ran some of the belly G where the quarterback was following the fullback and got some yards. But those guys are good players up there, and they were very disruptive. Early on where we were going on a hard count or on two, they were running up the field on us, and that was, it was apparent that they were going on the snap count just like our offensive linemen. So we had to do something to kind of slow them down, and that did, and that helped us a little bit. We found some spots on the perimeter. They're so athletic. Those guys, those two guys are both really good players, and they were really giving our quarterback some muddy reads on the midline, and so we had to kind of get some other stuff going, and we found a few plays on the perimeter that allowed us to make some yards, and we hit the play action pass there on the drive in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't, threw it to our tight end, and probably if he threw the wheel route, I talked to the quarterback, and he saw his first read is the post, and he threw the post, but the kid on the perimeter might score. And they were so heavy on the run that popped open for us, and there were some things, but we just couldn't consistently do it. The last 3rd and 3. We have an analytics company that helps us, and it was a go for it at 4th and 3, but we got 0 yards on 3rd and 3, and I want to kick myself right in between the seat of my pants for not going for it on 4th and 3. It's sad for us too, and I guess had we made the field goal, I'd feel better, but even if we make the field goal, it's going to give them some time to score. So they made some plays. They made plays in every phase that helped them win the game, and give them credit. They made the stops on defense. They got two. They were down 11 points, got 2 touchdowns, and got an onside kick. They did some things that were very bold, and they did a good job. All credit to them. They're a very talented football team, a well-coached team. Much respect for Coach Brown and their staff and those players. So our guys fought their hearts out. They played as hard as they could play. They believed all the way to the end that we were going to win, and we got the ball back with a chance, just couldn't quite do enough.
Charles?
Yes, good evening, Coach. Tough loss, close out the season. I know that you won't use the fact that you had several key players out today as an excuse, but did it change anything that you might have done on either side of the ball today?
Oh, I don't know if it changed. Obviously, when you have players that are a big part of your offense and defense, kicking game included, it changes you some. But I think we had a really good plan. I think our guys tried to execute and execute the plan that the coaches put in place. Our staff did a terrific job. Nate Wood, he's a heck of a football coach, and he's just done a great job. He and the defensive staff with that side of the ball all year, and I thought today they did a great job. We had for the Army Navy game and for the Air Force game, we had 40 to 50 players that weren't available for one reason or another, and it was the same today. Now that's our entire roster, but Charles, you watch us all the time, and you follow us as closely as anybody, and there's some recognizable faces that weren't out there, and I don't know if it changes what we do, but those are guys with experience that you'd like to have in the game, but that's not why we lost. West Virginia beat us, and we didn't do enough.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Charles.
Ken McMillan?
Jeff, what would be aside from the field goal decision, what are the things that you would like to get back?
No, I don't know. I mean, every time there's a call and it doesn't go like you want it to, you like to go back and say, I wish we'd have called this. I wish we'd have called this play, or I wish we'd have called this defense. That's just a decision I've got to make there, and I have that choice. But that's like I said, on 3rd and 3, we're going to go for it on 4th and 3. But when you get 0 yards and there's really a bubble there, the formation we were in, there was an open B gap, and we had a bunch of blockers, including the B back out in front of him, and West Virginia just whipped blocks. They beat blocks and got themselves where they needed to be to make the play. And they did that a lot today. I saw the halftime stats. They always hand me a stat sheet. We were up 14-10. I think we had 83 yards of total offense, and we're up 14-10. So we were very fortunate to be in the position that we were. And we got the fumble late and got the score there before halftime, which was a huge play. I had a great drive to start the second half, and really just weren't able to sustain anything other than that drive. We pushed it down there at the end, and like I said, when you've been punting a lot and not being able to gain 3 yards very consistently. I mean, if we had plays we could gain 3 yards, we'd call those plays all the time. We'd just keep gaining 3 yards. But that didn't happen. We got some negative yardage plays. We got some 0 yardage gains. And so at that juncture, we talked about it on the phones, and I think everybody was in support of kicking the field goal. Obviously, after we missed it, I beat myself up over it, but it's going to be hard to gain 3 yards, probably the way things have been going. So I don't know, Ken. I don't know what I'd change. I think Nate Woody's a heck of a football coach. Cody Worley called the plays today. It's the first time in his career he's done that, and I think he did a heck of a job. And our kids played their butts off against a really talented football team. So I'm disappointed we lost the game, but it was a heck of a year, and I'm not going to let that tarnish my memory of a great season and just a great bunch of young men that I love dearly. They have played as well together, and I've enjoyed coaching this team as much as I have any team in 32 years.
All right, Ken, last question.
Coach, just want to ask about the 2 punts in the third quarter after you scored the touchdown to go ahead 21-10. It seemed like you really struggled against the West Virginia defense, having a punt a couple of times. What did they change that made it difficult in the second half, latter part of the third quarter?
Oh, they really didn't change anything, Ken. They were playing multiple fronts. So give them credit. They didn't practice a long time for this game. They didn't have 2 and 3 weeks to get ready for it. They had several days, but they played a lot of different fronts, and so we never could really settle into anything. We knew what they would line. Some of the formations we knew how they would align after a while, playing them all game. And we tried to call plays that we felt would be successful against those looks, including that 3rd and 3 before the field goal try. I mean, there's a bubble there, and really we ought to be able to gain some positive yards there, but they didn't change anything. They just beat blocks, and they did that pretty consistently throughout the day. And talk about athleticism and speed, and they've got it. They've got a lot of it, and so give them credit. It was just really good play on their part.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Coach.